Good morning, kids, and happy Sunday. We hope you are safely tucked in with your families, but we wanted to say hi and that we miss you today. Wanted to share our Bible story and some worship videos with you. And so I have a question for you real quick. Who do you know that needs help? Well, before you can help someone, you have to know what the need is. And so today, our Bible story is about a group of friends who had a friend that was paralyzed, and they were so determined to get him to see Jesus that they literally cut a hole in the roof and lowered him down there. And because of their cooperation together, a miracle happened. You know, sometimes we see needs that are so big and overwhelming that it's too hard for us to do by ourselves. But our bottom line today is that if we work together, we can help others around us. So our hope is that you will become aware of people's needs and work together to make a difference in your world. So right now, I want you to enjoy a couple of worship videos and our Bible story, and I hope you enjoy it.
You're the giver of everything we need. You're the maker of everything we see. You make my heart sing. You make my heart sing. You're the only one who never fails. Even when things change, you never will. You make my heart sing. You make my heart sing. Jesus, you give us love, your never-ending love, and it's the kind of love that makes my heart sing. You make my heart sing. Jesus, you give us life, your never-ending life, and it's the kind of life that makes my heart sing. You make my heart sing. You're the only one who sees me through. Every day of my life I live for you. You make my heart sing. You make my heart sing. Jesus, you give us love, your never-ending love, and it's the kind of love that makes my heart sing. You make my heart sing. Jesus, you give us life, your never-ending life, and it's the kind of life that makes my heart sing. You make my heart sing. We'll sing it out for the world to hear. There's no one greater, there's no one greater. We'll sing it out, make it louder still. There's no one greater than you are, Savior. Jesus, you give us love, your never-ending love, and it's the kind of love that makes my heart sing. That makes my heart sing. You make my heart sing. You make my heart sing. Jesus, you give us love, you never give us love, and it's the kind of love that makes my heart sing. You make my heart sing. Jesus, you give us life, you never-ending life, and it's the kind of life that makes my heart sing. You make my heart sing.
Hi there, I'm Emma. I'm doing the laundry, and it's not even my laundry. I've been hired to take care of little Alyssa Knox while her mom is working and her dad is in Iowa. Mr. Knox's mom broke her leg, so he rushed to Iowa to help her until she gets back on both feet. So even though it's not my job to do the laundry, I figured I could take a cue from Mr. Knox and show some initiative. Initiative is seeing what needs to be done and doing it. And the laundry really needed to be done. This is the 7th load already, with probably 20 more to go. Baby's fine. She's playing with blocks. I really admire Mr. Knox for being there for his mom when she needed him. He had to leave his job and everything, but you know what? Still happy. She loves building with her blocks. I wonder if she'll be in construction when she grows up. Whoa. Maybe she's starting right now. Well, we're talking about a famous builder all month long, Nehemiah, but he wasn't all about building the wall. There were people who needed him too. Someone needs me.
The Bible isn't just a book of random stories. It's 66 different books that come together to tell one story. An incredible one. About God's love for us. And now for an amazing story. Inspired by the book of Nehemiah, chapter 5.
Nehemiah grinned as he stared up at the wall of Jerusalem. He called out to one of the workers who was actually a priest, not a stonemason. Well done! Starting to look like a wall instead of a heap of rubble. Now the city had been completely destroyed many years before, but some of the captive Israelites had been allowed to return and rebuild God's temple. Now, Nehemiah had returned from Babylon to oversee the reconstruction of Jerusalem's walls and gates. He could have been looking at all this work with a friend we'll call, Jake. Just look at them. Priests, goldsmiths, scholars. I think there's even a perfume maker. And they're actually building this wall.
Yeah, well, it ain't done yet.
Isn't done.
That's what I said. You ain't listening.
As Nehemiah and Jake clambered over rubble to reach the next section of wall, a small group of men and women in ragged robes approached.
Nehemiah, help us!
Help? What's wrong? One of the women was trying to calm the toddler she carried on her hip.
There are so many of us here now, but not enough grain. We've hardly got enough to stay alive.
Another man stepped forward. He was so thin his robe hung off him like a clothes hanger.
We've been forced to sell everything to our friends and neighbors, our fields, vineyards, even our homes, and we're still starving.
Nehemiah listened intently, his heart breaking for these people.
The king's taxes are so high, we had to borrow money from our relatives.
We even had to sell our children to work for them. We had no choice.
What's some wall matter when we're fighting to survive?
As Nehemiah studied the desperate faces of the men and women before him, he felt hot anger rise in his throat. These people were hurting because their own friends and family were using their troubles to make money.
Don't worry, I'm going to do something about this.
As Nehemiah continued along the wall, Jake shook his head.
This ain't good.
No, it ain't. Isn't. Nehemiah couldn't get the haunted faces of the men, women, and children out of his mind. Later that day, he spotted a group of officials laughing and joking as they shared a whole roasted sheep for dinner.
Hey, what do you get if you cross an angry sheep and a moody cow?
A messy barn?
No, an animal in a bad mood.
Nehemiah marched right up to the group. I need to see all the nobles and officials right now.
We're a bit occupied now.
Make it happen.
Okay. You don't need to have a cow.
When all the nobles and officials had gathered, Nehemiah faced them down. Our Jewish brothers and sisters were captives in other nations, and we did everything we could to bring them home. But now, you're doing the same thing. You're charging interest and selling them as slaves.
And it ain't right.
Isn't.
What it is wrong. Shouldn't you show respect for God?
Yes?
What you're doing will make our enemies say bad things about us. I'm lending money and grain, and I'm not charging a penny of interest, and you must give back the fields and vineyards and homes you've taken. There was silence for a long moment as the nobles and rulers began to realize what they had done to their own people.
Okay, we'll give it all back.
We'll do exactly what you say.
Now ain't that great?
It sure is.
Amen.
The Jewish leaders followed through on everything they had promised. Now, Nehemiah had the right to take taxes from the people, just as the governors before him had done. But instead, he chose to put the needs of others ahead of his own, and chose not to take taxes or land for himself. And once everyone had what they needed to live, he could then continue his work on the wall.
It's time again for Retro Reel, a look back in time at the golden age that never was. Let's imagine how the world appeared to your great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents. Great.
Good evening. I'm Raymond Packlemaster, and I have a desk. Youth today are looking for ways to do what needs to be done. Why, only yesterday, I myself observed several youth seeing what needed to be done in our community, and then they went out and did it. Here's actual footage from one young gang fixing up the outside of a house.
Man, Leonard, you sure know a lot about architect houses.
Hey, give me some more of that eggshell latex up here. I gotta get all the coves in this Greek revival dental molding.
Wow, this is a lot of fun.
This spot really needs to get painted.
The boys painted all day and then posed for a commemorative picture.
Hey, look, there's a camera. Let's act crazy.
Come on, hey, you get in the desk, paint in your eyes.
Dangerous, man!
And these citizens made a community pool.
Hey, we can put the diving board out my bedroom window.
Or how about these young men painting a ceiling purple? Sure, it's a questionable color, but
You forgot to put paint on your brush.
I like to paint with my hand. What color is this?
Looks like black and white.
And at church last week, we all know Maud Wilkenstein broke a pew after a particularly enthusiastic rendition of Love Lifted Me. After they got her lifted back up, some young men also lifted some brand new pews into the sanctuary. Let's look at these headlines from the paper. Teen clubs will help old needy. Yes, indeedy. Juvenile gangs from San Francisco build a record of public service. A gold record, to be sure. Boys and equipment working! Exclamation point, because emojis haven't been invented yet. Even businesses are getting into the act by donating supplies to help keep the initiative going.
Pine, sugar, lumber. Wow, this store has everything.
We're gonna build a bridge.
I got a splinter!
Frank, they gave us a chainsaw. What are we gonna do with a chainsaw?
We're gonna cut stuff.
Just keep walking. Just keep walking.
These young men are building bridges. And when I say building bridges, I mean it. Real, actual bridges in the middle of nowhere, just because it needs to be done.
If I had a hammer, I would look like a mallet. I don't have a hammer.
I got a pencil.
I got a stick.
They built a bridge between seeing what needs to be done and doing it. A bridge that even a man and his dog can depend on. This has been Raymond Packlemaster, highlighting initiative. Initiative. Seeing what needs to be done and doing it.
They make toys sound so real now. Doing what needs to be done is a good thing, but sometimes it's even better to stop what you're doing to help someone in need. People matter more than things. Baby Alyssa matters more to me than this laundry. Mr. Knox's mom matters more to him than his job. And even though Nehemiah was building the wall of Jerusalem, he still took the time to help the people around him who were being treated unfairly because they mattered. So it's time to open our eyes again. We're looking for things that need to be done, sure, but we're also looking out for people who have needs. Do you see your little brother or sister trying to lift something too heavy for them? Do you see a friend who's sad and needs someone to talk to? Do you see someone at school who's being picked on or being made fun of? When you see that person in need, take initiative. Stop what you're doing and do something about it. Lend a helping hand or a shoulder to cry on. Stand up for someone who needs a hero. Don't wait for someone else to help. You can start small, just looking for the people around you who need something. Then you can look further, around your neighborhood, your community, or even around the world. There are people everywhere who need someone like you and me to step up and do something. The one thing to remember today is this: don't wait for someone else to help people in need. Pray about it. Ask your parents or small group leaders if they know who needs your help right now. And keep your eyes open. People need things all the time. It's fine. It's just a toy, I think.
You hold the world in your hands. You put the stars in the place. You help me understand, and you guide me for all my days. And everything I do, I will keep my eyes on you. And everywhere I go, I want the world to know I trust in you. I trust in you. I will trust in you. Trust in you. You have my life in your hands. Your wisdom is what I seek. You teach me to understand. You're the strength that gives me peace. And everything I do, I will keep my eyes on you. And everywhere I go, I want the world to know I trust in you. I trust in you. I will trust in you. Trust in you. You hold the world in your hands. You put the stars in place. You help me understand, and you guide me for all my days. And everything I do, I will keep my eyes on you. And everywhere I go, I want the world to know I trust in you. I trust in you. I will trust in you. Trust in you.
Thanks, guys, for joining us. I hope you enjoyed that Bible story, and we hope that you will join us next week for week 4 of Initiative. And what is Initiative? It's seeing what needs to be done and doing it. Moms and dads, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to contact us, forefrontchurch.info. See you next week. Bye-bye.